An officer-involved shooting. You have an officer down.
An officer-involved shooting, the first in a series of violent events shaking Pennsylvania. Multiple communities honoring a trooper killed in the line of duty, another hurt. The shooter dead in a scene described as a war zone. 29-year-old trooper Jacques Rougeau killed in the line of duty. 45-year-old Lieutenant James Wagner fighting for his life. The shooter opening fire at Troop G headquarters, then leading authorities on a hunt through Mifflintown.
He looked like today was going to be his last day.
The shooter eventually killed by troopers, and tonight we tell the story of two men killed and hurt while defending others. Thank you so much for joining us at 5 o'clock. I'm Jasmine Brooks. Trooper Jacques Rougeau has returned home to Erie County, first arriving by state police. The casket then loaded onto a hearse, where he was transported to the funeral home. He will eventually be laid to rest in the town of Corey. We have live team coverage tonight. CBS 21's Jessica Babb spoke to those who knew Trooper Rougeau and explains how he's being remembered tonight. Elise Person live tonight at Hershey Medical Center, where Lieutenant James Wagner is still fighting for his life. But first, Joel D. Smith, live in Juniata County. Joel D., you spoke with the man who was face to face with the killer.
Yeah, that man, Dave Gray, I'll tell you about him in just a second, but it is really fresh. There's so many people here, tight-knit community. Everyone seems to know everyone. And just a couple days ago, this entire road was filled half a mile wide with police vehicles everywhere. And you just heard those gunshots. Yes, they said it sounded like a war zone, hundreds of gunshots. Once again, this is Dave Gray's property right here. He's the one who decided to put up this memorial in honor of Jacques Rougeau, the man who gave his life on Saturday. And Dave was probably the last person to see the shooter, Brandon Stein, before his fatal shootout with police.
There's nothing going to convince me that Saturday was going to be his last day. When I looked him in the face, I knew he wasn't going to go much farther.
Saturday afternoon, Dave Gray heard the first round of shots and came outside.
And like a big dummy, I get out the front porch and I said, "Hey, what are you doing?" Looking irate at this guy. And he's driving up through my yard.
The pursuit continued down Swamp Road to his neighbor's property. You can still see where Stein's pickup truck ran over a bush, went through a small cornfield, and stopped at the tree line.
About that time, pop, up again.
More than a dozen shots went into the pickup truck and this shed as part of the shootout as well. This is where Stein was killed. Back at Dave's property, he took a moment to reflect on what motivated him to create this memorial.
Well, they're here to protect us and serve. It's nothing but right to show him respect. Just a young guy. Bunch of nonsense. Just a bunch of nonsense.
And here, back live again, this is the memorial right here. Some people have been coming by, adding flowers to it in the last couple hours. Not everyone has such a personal connection to what happened, but then again, everyone seems to have a connection in some way. We had a chance to talk to some folks that were at the restaurant where all of these shots right across the street were fired and where eventually the shooter ended up. Now, for these people, they say it's because of this tight-knit community. It's because of who this person was that this especially cut so deep.
I feel like it would be different if it was somebody maybe just driving through. But when it's somebody that you know is from here, and then I didn't know him personally. You knew where he was from and where his family was from, but it really hits differently, I think, when it's somebody from home.
And a lot of the people we talked to had feelings like that. This felt a little more personal because of the reasons she just shared. Coming up at 5:30, we're going to hear more from Dave Gray. He's the property owner here. The thing he did today to make him feel safer on his own property. We'll see you again at 5:30. For now, we're live here in Mifflintown. Joel D. Smith, CBS 21 News.
Thank you so much. Well, tonight, Pennsylvania state troopers and many others in the community are remembering Trooper Jacques Rougeau. He was from Corey, Pennsylvania. That's in Erie County. CBS 21's Jessica Babb continues our team coverage, showing us why those who knew him say he will never be forgotten.
Trooper Jacques Rougeau transferred from York to Lewistown in March of this year. I talked with his high school basketball coach, and he said it was always a goal of his to become a state trooper. And it's a goal he accomplished. Up until earlier this year, he was with the patrol unit here in York. This month, he would have been marking his 3rd year with PSP.
We are continually training for that devastating call and our opportunity to stare a threat in its face.
To a room full of soon-to-be PSP graduates back in 2020, these were the words that were spoken.
Jacques F. Rougeau Jr.
And it's a call 29-year-old trooper Jacques Rougeau answered just 3 years later.
It's sad and tragic that at such a young age that he was taken, but he left an impression that will never go away.
Leaving an impression that will never go away. That's how Rougeau's high school basketball coach, Chad Sutton, describes him.
He was gonna help you out regardless of what it took, and do it with a smile. He pretty much epitomized the person that you would want to be watching over you.
He said he was a captain and a leader on the team, but off the court, selflessly served his community, working with younger kids as a referee for the basketball league.
He was a role model to children in the Corey community.
In 2014, Rougeau interned with the Corey Police Department.
He was drawn to law enforcement because he wanted to help people. He had a smile that would light up a room. He would be a friend to someone who didn't have a friend.
Described as caring and compassionate as he continued his call to service. In a statement from York Station Commander Lieutenant Joseph Spingler, his approach to law enforcement was through a lens of selfless service, approaching every shift with humility and humor, and the injection of positivity was present wherever he went. Spingler says he was an inspiration and is a reminder of why they wear the gray.
Everyone can learn a little bit from just taking even just a small little look at Jay's life. He's well loved and that he will never be forgotten.
Rougeau is the 104th member of PSP to make the ultimate sacrifice, giving their life in the line of duty. For CBS 21, I'm Jessica Babb.
Thank you, Jessica. And as Lieutenant James Wagner continues to fight for his life at Hershey Medical Center, that is where our Elise Person joins us live, continuing our team coverage with the latest on his condition tonight. Elise.
Jasmine, well, the very latest we know is that Lieutenant James Wagner went in for additional surgeries today here at Hershey Medical, and we're told that we're hoping that he continues to improve and everything goes for the best. That information all coming from Captain Kirk Reese, commander of PSP's Troop E. The American Association of State Troopers says the 45-year-old lieutenant is the father of 3 boys and serves as the station commander for the Bedford Station in Troop G. Wagner became a lieutenant in 2019, but began his career with PSP over 20 years ago. Wagner enlisted in the state police in September of 2002, and after graduating from the academy, he was assigned to Troop K in Philadelphia. In his over 2 decades with the state police, Wagner has moved through the ranks, serving with Troops K and G, the Bureau of Criminal Intelligence, and the Bureau of Communications and Information Services. He's also a veteran of the U.S. Navy and PA National Guard, and he currently serves in the U.S. Navy Reserves. Now, I was in touch with one of his family members today, and they tell me that they are so appreciative of all the prayers that they have received so far. And there's also a GoFundMe online now raising money for Wagner with all of his medical expenses to come as he continues to recover and hopefully pulls through after some surgeries today. Live in Hershey, I should say, Elise Person, CBS 21 News.
Thank you, Elise. The shooting on Saturday spanned multiple crime scenes throughout the area, and we want to give you now a timeline in Mifflintown. State police say the shooter, Brandon Stein, was playing a game of cat and mouse. It all started at the Troop G headquarters, where officials say Stein opened fire at patrol cars in the parking lot. The hours-long search went through multiple parts of the community. State police say around 12:45, Lieutenant Wagner was shot by Stein. Trooper Rougeau was shot and killed around 2:30. Everything came to an end around 3 p.m. on Saturday. Officials say they do not have a motive for this incident, and Stein was not on their radar beforehand. PSP say that there are 2 charities for anyone wishing to help the families of Trooper Rougeau and Lieutenant Wagner. Donations can be sent to the Pennsylvania State Troopers Association Survivors Fund. That's at 3625 Barton Way in Harrisburg. Contributions can also be made to the Troopers Helping Troopers Foundation. You can find out more about the nonprofit on troopershelpingtroopers.org. The donations will go directly to the families of both victims. And we do have more coverage of this tragic story at CBS21.com. There you can follow everything from the beginning and get a more detailed timeline of events. Stay with us throughout the night for more live coverage from Juniata County and Hershey. This weekend's tragedy is just one example of some of the dangerous and chaotic situations first responders face. How do these emergencies impact their mental health and their ability to do their job? Lower Allen Township Police Corporal Ed Curtis says it's not easy to process some of the intense situations first responders experience on duty. And a lot of first responders don't even talk about the events that impact them in the field.
Your brain doesn't process trauma normally. It's something that your brain just doesn't know what to do with.
Sometimes heroes need help, and it's okay to get that help.
Our Candace Scalise is joining Corporal Curtis on the road to find out how a first responder's mental health could impact their job answering your 911 calls. Plus resources available for those on the front lines and why a former firefighter opened her own grief counseling service. Watch tonight's special report, First Responders and Mental Health, on CBS 21 News at 11.
Very important story there. For us, we have some breaking news from the weather department. Already tropics heating up. Here's what it looks like outside here in Harrisburg. As you see, some cloud cover, but it's been a nice warm day. Not officially summer yet, but it's coming. Here's that tropical storm I wanted to show you. This is Brett, way out in the Atlantic. Just got its name just moments ago and forecast to become a hurricane by midweek. That's the little category 1 that you see there, and then work its way into the Caribbean by this weekend. So this is one that's still way out there, days away from the Windward Islands, but this is something we'll be watching. In the meantime, here's that heat. 86 in Harrisburg, 86 Philly. Baltimore was just at 90 degrees last hour, and we've got a few high clouds there, but for the most part, it's just a hazy sunshine. I wanted to show you there's rain not too far away as you get down into West Virginia and Virginia, but that doesn't affect us yet. A chance for a stray shower tomorrow as we have a lot more cloud cover, so it won't be quite as warm tomorrow. In the meantime, it's a warm, humid evening. 9 o'clock tonight, we're still in the mid-70s. Late tonight, as you head off to bed, I think you need the AC. 72, and then overnight only dipping into the upper 60s, so it really feels like a summertime night. Summertime officially arrives later this week. We'll show you that with the 7-day coming up in just a few minutes. Jasmine, back to you.
Thank you, Tom. A woman is dead and 2 adults are hurt following a shooting in Lancaster. We are now learning 27-year-old Amdrella Cartel died at the scene. Officials say the shooting happened on North Plum Street around 3 Saturday. 2 other adults who were shot have non-life-threatening injuries. Police say they're still looking for the suspect, 20-year-old Timothy Allen. He's facing a number of charges, including attempting criminal homicide and aggravated assault. Anyone with information is asked to call police. Today is Juneteenth, a day to reflect on our country's history, to celebrate the emancipation and continue the fight for equality. What's happening right now in your community? Plus,
a new development in the GOP investigation of the Biden family. I'm Christine Frizzell with what we're learning about a future witness in the probe.
today is Juneteenth. It's a federal holiday marking the day the final enslaved people in America learned of their emancipation. Events have been taking place across the nation to honor the historic day, including right here in Central PA, happening right now. So in Harrisburg, the Pride of the Susquehanna is celebrating Juneteenth with a free sunset cruise from now until 8. And in York, the Union Evangelical Lutheran Church will be holding a block party until 8 on South Penn Street. For the local communities, it's the history of the holiday driving those celebrations.
A lot of people don't know what Juneteenth is. So that's our job as community leaders, to educate people on what Juneteenth is and why it's important. And that's what today's about.
Philadelphia held the largest Juneteenth parade in the nation yesterday. President Biden signed a bill to make the day a federal holiday back in 2021.
And it's been a very warm Juneteenth and certainly much more summer-like. Not officially summer yet, but take a look at the map here. You see we're well into the 80s. We've got your first morning forecast straight ahead.
We're waiting to learn more about when a former business partner of Hunter Biden may be meeting with the White House Oversight Committee. House investigators say he could provide valuable information in their investigation into the Biden family. Let's go to Christine Frizzell.
A former business partner of Hunter Biden, just the latest witness to cooperate with the House investigation into the Biden family business dealings. Devin Archer has reportedly agreed to tell the Oversight Committee what he knows from his time working with Hunter Biden, including serving on the board of the Ukrainian gas company Burisma after being subpoenaed.
And what we want to know from Devin Archer is what exactly did the Bidens do to receive the millions and millions of dollars from Russia and Ukraine?
Those millions now believed to be 20 to 30 million, according to Chairman James Comer, who continues to assert Joe Biden himself was involved, a claim repeated by former President Donald Trump.
It's also no coincidence that these charges against me came down the very same day. Evidence revealed Joe Biden took a $5 million bribe from Ukraine. But the FBI and the Justice Department don't even want to talk about it.
Democrats want the FBI to talk about it as well. Congressman Jamie Raskin, in a letter writing, the FBI explained the investigation into Biden was closed because of insufficient evidence to warrant escalating the probe, asking Director Wray to state that publicly. In recent days, there were claims there may be audio recordings of Joe Biden from a whistleblower to help Republicans make their case. But their recordings, we're now learning, may not actually exist. I'm Christine Frizzell reporting.
And now, CBS 21 News First Warning Weather with Chief Meteorologist Tom Russell.
Well, summertime still 2 days away officially, but it feels like we're in summertime. And here's another good indication in case you missed it. Brand new tropical storm to tell you about. Brett is way out of the Atlantic, but early for this part of the Atlantic to get a little fired up with some storms. So it's going to be moving towards the Caribbean over the next week or so, and this is one we'll be watching. Anticipated to strengthen and become a hurricane, end up over towards the Dominican Republic by this weekend. So we'll keep you posted on that. In the meantime, were you sweating today? Of course you were. 86 in Harrisburg, Baltimore at 89 right now. So we got plenty of heat everywhere we look. But this is what we're thinking, right? We're thinking summertime and beach because summer officially begins on Wednesday. The summer solstice at 10:57 a.m. So today feels like we're already into summertime. Here's what we're feeling. That humidity, that's the big deal. And a stormy pattern, the whole pattern is changing here. That's going to give us what we like to call the summer stickies. The heat, the humidity is definitely back. A little bit of cloud cover today, but a really nice day. A lot of hazy sunshine going on. But I showed you at the top of the show, the rain is not that far away. And here's the culprit, this guy, this area of low pressure. And around that area of low pressure, we're bringing in a southerly flow. So now we're bringing in heat. We're bringing the humidity, and that's going to give us a better chance of showers and storms as the week goes on. So here's where we are. Showers and storms just off to our west, but look, a lot more cloud cover tomorrow. That'll keep our temperatures down a little bit. Maybe a stray shower. The better chance of rain is going to be Wednesday into Thursday. So this is Wednesday. Start to see some showers here late afternoon into the evening, and these will kind of come in these little waves of rain showers. So I think Thursday is going to end up being a rather cool day because now we're going to get more of an easterly wind flow, and that's going to have a whole different feel to it. So here's where we go tonight. We'll keep it dry, just a few clouds, rather warm. The overnight low in the upper 60s, right around 70. We're used to cooling off at night. Not the case tonight. As we get into Tuesday, some cloud cover, 84 degrees, and then Wednesday, some scattered storms. Summer arrives, 80 degrees. I think Thursday is the best chance for rain. Showers and only 74. Now, I put a chance for rain on there each and every day. It doesn't mean the days are a washout, but it does mean we're back with those afternoon thunderstorms Friday, Saturday, Sunday, even into Monday of next week. So the heat, the humidity, summertime is back, and that means Jasmine's going to have some bad hair days.
It doesn't mean that, it's going to rain. It just means that you want to, ruin our day and just hold up on every single plan you might have.
I'm just saying be ready for it. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, Tom.
All right.
The Bears have clawed all the way back and now lead in the Calder Cup Finals.
Can the comeback Cubs close it out tonight? A little preview on how you can watch it with a crowd.
The Hershey Bears head back to the ice tonight in Coachella Valley with the opportunity to win the Calder Cup.
It was amazing. I was there. They won in overtime on Saturday at Giant Center in Hershey. Now, the Bears have won 3 straight in the series. All 3 of those wins coming in at home.
And now they'll have to win on the road tonight or Game 7 if needed on Wednesday.
It's gratifying to have an opportunity to get 2 cracks at it in Coachella Valley. That's, you know, it feels really good about going in there. But we've been good on the road all year, but we had a tough time in their building.
The Hershey Bears will host a watch party at Giant Center tonight. The doors will open at 9 p.m. Remember, this is the West Coast, so the puck doesn't drop until 10 p.m.
Okay, admission is free to this watch party and concessions will be available.
A congressional hearing on the Live Golf PGA Tour merger could happen within the coming weeks.
That's according to Senator Richard Blumenthal. The Connecticut Democrat launched his antitrust probe into the controversial deal last Monday, calling on both organizations to submit the records related to this merger.
So several lawmakers have raised concerns over Live Golf's connection to the Saudi Arabian government.
Not prejudging what the conclusions will be, but what the Saudis are doing here is not taking control of a single team or hiring one player. They are, in effect, taking charge of the entire sport.
Yeah, well, Blumenthal is giving the PGA Tour and Live Golf until June 26th to hand over that requested material. Joldy.
After a trooper is killed in the line of duty, the man who lives on this property making some changes to his own safety. We'll tell you what he did today next on CBS 21 News at 5:30.
He was a role model to children in the Corey community.
Tonight we're learning more about Trooper Jacques Rougeau and why many say he'll never be forgotten.